All right, I wanted to get on here. I've been wanting to do this topic for a while. I discuss a number of different things here on my YouTube channel. I wanted to get on here and I wanted to talk a little bit about men and women, divorce, where kids are concerned. Ultimately, the kids are the number one, focus. The kids have a right to know the mother. The kids have a right to know the father. In a lot of cases, there's bitterness, there's resentment. The two parents do not get along, and they need to put their differences aside for the better of the kids. It's hard to do that sometimes. I was divorced myself in the past, and I got a divorce. 2 sons involved, been paying child support for almost 14 years. So first of all, guys, if I can do it, you can do it. It's required by law. Just suck it up and do it. But, I don't agree with the laws that the mother or whoever gets the child support should be able to just... It's almost like a second income to a lot of people, to a lot of parents. They can take this money and they can use it however they see fit for whatever they want. And I don't think that that's right. I think that there needs to be something done within the system to where the other parent, the paying parent, knows that that money can only be used for the kids, for certain things. I don't know if they could do vouchers or what exactly could be done, but there are a lot of mothers, and I'm going to get on the dads here momentarily, but there are a lot of mothers who will take the vehicle that they have, trade it in on a much more lavish vehicle, getting their nails done, hair done, all these things that do not even pertain to the kids, just to bring up their image, and it's an image that they're not creating. It's an image that the dad or mother paying, and the fathers are the same way. There's fathers out there getting child support. It's the same thing, that money is for the kids. It's not mom's support. It's not dad's support. It's child support, and the kids need to be taken care of. And ultimately, going back to what I said earlier, it's about the kids. The kids need and have the right to know both parents, regardless of how you feel about the other parent, unless they've been in jail, unless they're doing some pretty heinous things to where the kids should not even be with them, that's a totally different situation, and those things are out there. I understand that. There are a lot of dads, for example. The system wants to make it to where the dad can hardly even make it. Father pays child support. On top of that, I know here in the state of Texas, they want you to pay medical on top of the child support, which is highly expensive because you have to get it for yourself and for the children. It's very, very expensive. That with the child support is just, it's outrageous. It really, really is. In a lot of cases, it's court ordered as to how much child support you pay, and in many cases, they take a percentage of what you make. So it's just different depending on your situation. There are a lot of dads who are ridiculed by the mother, ridiculed by the family of the mother, friends of the mother. A lot of these guys are trying. They're doing their absolute best. And mom's the same way. There are a lot of mothers paying child support for different reasons, and they're trying their best to make it. And situations come up where you get behind on child support. Say, for example, a man is working construction and he gets laid off. That's not his fault that he got laid off. you know. So you get behind on your child support. Here in the state of Texas, if you get so far behind, they can strip you of your driver's license. So they want you to pay the child support. They want you to work. They just want you to walk to work. So it's crazy. It's you know, and I believe that certain situations that happen like that, where somebody's laid off, I think that the system needs to have guidelines, better guidelines. You know, is this guy really trying? Did he get laid off? You know, how can we handle that situation? It wasn't his fault. There needs to be better things in practice where child support is concerned, no doubt about it. Ultimately, guys, it's about the kids. You know, don't, you know, if she did wrong, if he did wrong, you know, throw that out of the window. You know, main thing is you're no longer together. You don't have to be with that person. Just let it be about the kids. You know, if the other party gives you issues whenever you're, you know, exchanging the children, have a cop there. Cop's not going to allow the other person to say anything negative against you. It's an exchange of the kids. You go your separate ways, and that's that. That's something that you can think about doing. You want to feel safe if the person is threatening or whatever, then you can download apps on your phone to where you can record their conversations with you. If anything is said, hey, you've got evidence. This is how this person is acting. All I want to do is, you know, exchange our children with this person. He's being a total jerk. He's saying all this stuff against me that isn't even relevant. You know, these are some practical things that you can think about, and some practical things that you can do to better the situation for yourself. But there are a lot of people who are paying child support that are struggling. And it's not because they might even have 2 jobs, you know, still struggling. A situation I went through personally. My ex-wife moved from one state to another. Okay. Something happened to where I was already paying the state of Kansas, had been paying the state of Kansas. The child support was, you know, going through the state of Kansas. All of a sudden, I'm paying the state of Kansas and the state of Oklahoma for the same 2 kids. And this went on for about 8 weeks. I had to get a judge to sign off on it. I had to do all the work when it wasn't even my fault to get it straightened out. So for about an 8-week period, here I am basically working for nothing because I couldn't do nothing for myself at the time till I got all of it straightened out. I had to use my lunch breaks to make the phone calls. I had to, I think the place was only, the contacts that I needed to make were only open till about 5 o'clock. So here I am, you know, on my days off and stuff, just calling this place and that place, trying to get it all straightened out. Eventually I got reimbursed for everything extra that I paid that I shouldn't have been paying. So, I mean, it was basically paying double the child support for 8 weeks straight. It was killer, man. So there's a lot of wrong that is done. A lot of underhanded things that are done that people don't talk about, people don't see. It's almost like if you're paying child support, you're a deadbeat. You know, it's like people look down on you for it. You know, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. But ultimately, guys, let it be about the kids. You know, I don't necessarily like my ex-wife one bit, but and she harbors resentment and all these things from almost 15 years ago, and would just assume I were dead and didn't exist, but I'm still the father of those kids. Went as far as to have their names legally changed, which I thought was illegal without my consent. But apparently it's not in some states. You can legally change your kids' names without the other person's knowledge or consent of it. It's crazy. It's crazy that can happen, but it happened to me. So it's a reality. So I mean, it's and I didn't even ever do anything wrong to this person. This person just likes to be angry and likes to, and she's the one that wanted the divorce. You know, we both did. We both just were not getting along. I felt like I was having to compromise far too much, moving to her home state and getting further away from my family and everything that I knew. It was one compromise after another, and it was. I felt like she was just never gonna be happy, you know. So I had enough of it. I was upset, not to the point of divorce, but she ended up going that route, and so it's over and done. And I'm glad, because sometimes we get with the person that we shouldn't be getting with, and sometimes we go with our own mind and our own thoughts, and instead of consulting God about it and really praying about it and thinking about it, is this the kind of person I really need to be with? You know, so many of us have done that, right? We make mistakes. So not with the person anymore. Happy for that. Glad, but you know, getting to talk to my kids is difficult. You know, early on after the divorce, it was, well, they're with their aunt, or they're at daycare. A lot of times I could hear them in the background, so I knew that wasn't true. So it's just wanting to be nasty, wanting to have an attitude, wanting to just have that power trip almost. I'm in control. No, the system is in control. And, you know, I'm going to fight for my kids and, you know, try to do what's right. And I really need to get on the ball with that even more and legally put some things in place once I'm able to. But, you know, it's a tough situation. So don't hold that hatred toward that person. Just let all of that go. You're no longer with that person. Let it go and think about the kids. So guys, think about what I've said today and just try to be civil with the other person. And if you're struggling paying child support, paying medical, if you're riding a moped because of it, I feel for you, man. Or ma'am. It's tough. It really, really is. So just be encouraged, keep on keeping on, keep pressing forward, and sooner or later things are going to get better. So life is like a book, and it's got a lot of different chapters, so just keep turning the pages, keep moving forward. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell to the right to be notified of all my future videos. I do live streams where we talk about God, NASCAR, different things that I'm into, but we can talk about whatever you like. Any questions that you might have, you can get on the live stream and you can ask me. Also, if you're not able to join the live stream, that's okay. Just shoot me an email with your question. Send that email to righteousredneck777@yahoo.com. I'll answer your questions on my next live stream and post that video after I'm done. So you can always look forward to that. So you guys take it easy and think about the kids.